Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today my project is this little book type treat box. Inside you're going to have 2 packets of those wee snack biscuits. Making this for my mother-in-law again, so this is her favourite snack for her and her wee friend, so I have 2 of them for them. But it would make a lovely wee project for selling a craft fairs and whatever, and put different wee treats in it. So it's tied around. This is from the Ornate Borders, and I've used this particular one here, which I've just scored and folded so that it forms my box. And you can see there's 2 parts to the box, top and bottom, and I want the biscuits at this side. So biscuits sit here, and I've decorated it again with the same stamp set, which is the Good Morning Magnolia. The one set, there's 2 sets comes in this particular one, and it's this smaller flower instead of the bigger one that I'm using, and the wee sentiment, enjoy today. Didn't want to do anything too drastic. She's just out of hospital, and she's feeling fine, and I didn't want to dwell on it, she is in her 80s after all. So I just wanted to make a wee treat that she could, her and a wee friend could have. So very simple really to put together, and the biscuits go in with a wee bit of a tight squeeze, but I wanted a tight squeeze because I don't want them falling out on top of her when she's open it. So very simple. This one I have used rich raspberry and a bit of retired ribbon for it, and I sort of went all vintagey with this one accidentally, because when I was colouring in using a spray of water, I sprayed the ink all over my piece of Whisper White, so I had to sponge it and make it look a bit vintagey, but I actually like the effect. But the next one I'm doing, I'm going to go with Magenta Madness, the new in colour, and make it more bright and modern, and using the exact same stamp set, and just see how it looks, and hopefully I'll not spray it. If I do, I'll just sponge it again. It's no big deal. So we'll start off. You need one of these cut using your Magenta Madness, and make sure you clear out your plates. I totally forgot from the first one I made, and there was a few wee dots and it has indented it, so I'm going to make sure that's at the back. Or actually I'll put it to the front here, and I'll be covering it with the paper. So one of those, we'll get there yet. You need 2 pieces for the wee insides of the box, and then you need to measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then you need a piece of Whisper White for the front, and it measures 2 inches by 3 2/8. And I just rounded off the corners to give it that nice wee finish. I'm going to use some the matching enamel dots and ribbon. The ribbon I'm going to use, I have got the matching ribbon, but I thought it would be a bit blah, so I'm going to go with lovely white linen ribbon, and it comes in the flowers for every season. And you get 3 different types of 2 ribbons and 1 baker's twine, so it's a lovely set to have, and I've used it a lot, but I thought that was nice and fresh looking. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll move on now and start. So we'll start with this wee part here first, and you need to give it a wee score. So just plop it into your, I'm using a wee handy one just for filming. You need to score it at 5/8. No, sorry, that's the wrong score. You need to score it at 2 3/8 on both sides. So just score there and spin it round and go 2 1 2 3/8, and that just forms your wee book for you. And again, make sure that I'm putting my badly marked one to the front, and make sure it folds nicely too. I seem to go very askew sometimes. Just give it a nice wee crisp fold. Now I'm keeping my bumpy bit to the front, so I'll leave that to one side for the minute, and we'll do our boxes. So you want to score these at 5/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. So this is going to be the bottom, 5/8. So we'll keep that over there, and then this one's going to be the top, And you want to slide it out so that you're leaving like a wee bit of a gap, or use your wee thing. Was one of my videos will show you how to make a wee thing that one of the lovely American ladies showed us how to do, but I keep dropping mine down the back of my unit, so it's gone forever. So again, move in just a fraction, and hold that up so you can see. I'm going to go about there. So there is a wee bit of a gap just. So try and make it that you put them all at the same mark when you spin them around, and go to your 5/8 again. So just scooch it in a wee tiny bit. And score it at the 5/8. Just make sure it's butted up right along the top, and you'll know you've got this end straight then. And that's all your scoring done. I'll keep that out just to score a wee pieces. So I'm going to do my cutting now. I'm going to, as usual, keep the clumpy bit to one side and just cut away. Just work your way around. Now we'll just fold them up. Excuse me. And we know this is the top of your box. So you want to put glue on your wee end pieces here. So make sure they're all folding and not showing over the ridge. You don't really want them sticking up. So I'm just using wet glue. Just put it on all four. Oops. Messer. And then just simply fold that up so that you're getting nice flush corners. But don't go in tight. Make sure that it's roomy. This part has to go over the top of the biscuits and the other layer of box. So you don't want to go in smaller than you should. Now that will be stuck to this side of your box, which you can actually go ahead and do. No, you can't, because I want to add the ribbon. So make your boxes up. I'm going to scoot on, do this exact same, cut each of the ends, and I'll come straight back to you. So I'm back. I have the two boxes ready. Just bear in mind to remember which one is the one that you left the tiny bit more. Make sure they're all well stuck. Kind of rushed through that there. So we want to add our ribbons now. So just turn them upside down, keep them at the side they're going to go at, and get your two strips of ribbon about 8 inches in length, and put one at either side using double-sided tape. Where did I put you? There you are. So just a wee bit of double-sided tape on both sides. That will be there, so I want my double-sided tape here. And just remove that if it's well stuck. And just pop your tape on and just sort of make it that the tape's sort of the same area for both sections. That looks equal. So we're just going to put wet glue over the top of these again. and you're going right round the base of your card or your box. Put a wee bit on the ribbon too, just so it all takes. I'm not being mean with this glue. I want it to really hold. So just flip it over and it's going to sit inside here. Use the wee lacy border to keep you nice and straight. Sort of equal distance between it all. And make sure it's butted right in against the edge. So now we'll do the same with this one. So make sure your ribbon's out. Again, line it up at the edge here. If you just close your box now at the stage before it fully takes, it will put it in the right position for you. And then just press. And you know they're definitely going to meet up then. So pretty, that colour. I just love that colour. So we should be able to open this up. Oh, please take. I need to put my biscuits in, I think, to give it a good bit of weight to hold it. So tuck your papers of your biscuits back. I didn't in the other one, I should have, because it really helps to keep it looking lovely. A wee bit neater. And then I went ahead and stamped that small stamp. I have coloured it in with the inks, the actual ink itself. Show it now. And I've used the Wink of Style, just a wee blob of ink off your thing, a spray of water, and just used it with the Wink of Style pen and some Granny Apple Green for the leaves. So I'm just going to stick this on the inside of the box here now, again with a wee bit of glue. I'm putting it flat so it's not taking up any bulk and holding the box out on it. Just pop it in the middle there. You could pop whatever you want. If you want to put like a wee sentiment, just measure it out. Probably be 2 inches, probably the same size as the front piece. So that just keeps it nice and decorative inside rather than being plain. And just when you're closing your box, tuck that down there and pop this all over. These biscuits are so bulky you wouldn't believe it. They do. They really are made just to fit those biscuits and no more. So your box does close lovely, neat, and really, really tight and firm. So now you want to use the ribbon just to hold that all together. And I think the white ribbon is really pretty on it. It keeps it nice and feminine. So just tie a nice wee bow. And you could put anything in there, soaps or bath stuff or any wee, tiny wee things. A bit of jewellery even, or just like myself, a bit of sweet treat. So now I have this piece cut and all. I told you it was 2 inches by 3 2/8, and I rounded off the corners. So, and I want to stamp the flower. I'm just using Memento because I'm colouring it in. And I'm keeping the flower coming sort of straight down the way the stem, I mean. So we've stamped that, and we want to stamp our wee sentiment as well at the bottom, so I'm going to do that, keeping that out of the way because I know I'm such a mess or I will dip that in there accidentally. So I was running to the door there, sorry. Right, this one is the sentiment. Enjoy today, and it's not exactly cut straight, so we know that this section is kind of straight when you flip that over, so use that as your sort of lining up area. I'm puffed after running to that door, isn't that terrible how unfit I am? So try and get that as straight as possible. And then we're inking it up in the matching inks. Excuse me. And then we just want to put it along here as straight as we can. If you don't get it straight, don't worry, just stamp it onto another piece and punch it out or something with one of your punches. Make sure I'm going the right way. I'm hoping that's straight. Yes, thank you. So now I want to colour this in. And as I said, I used a wee tiny bit of the ink and the water has dried up. I'm going to squirt another wee bit away over here so that I don't get it on the workplace again like I did the last time. So I'm using a Wink of Stella pen, which I'm screwing instead of pulling. I'll give it a wee shake. This one is nearly done, but still working for me. So I'm mixing a tiny bit of that ink in because I want it fairly light on the first layer. This is not watercolor paper, it's just Whisper White, so I don't want to get it too soaked. So I'm just colouring all the flower in the lightest possible colour. And as you can see, you get a right wee bit of colour out of one wee dip into that, which is great. And then we're going to go back in with our main colour without the water. And it's going to give us that wee bit of depth that we need. And just wee flicky strokes. Now I am racing like a mad woman here. You take your time and really enjoy this wee bit of it. Or if you're making a whole clatter of these, then just be like myself and go for it. I just absolutely love this magenta colour. It's one of the new in colours, Magenta Madness you call it. I highly recommend the card and the ink. And the blends, of course, to finish everything off nice. So keep adding a bit of depth if you want more depth in it. I'm going to do these wee ones down here as well. Taking it there more buds, I'm not sure, it could be leaves, but I've done them, I like them done like that, so flower experts will prove me wrong, I'm sure. So I'm still not happy with that wee bit up there. So just keep adding, and if you think you've overdone it, go back in and wash some down. But don't go mad with the wash because you're only using the white. Right, I'm closing this up before I destroy anything else. And that's it ready, other than our wee bit of green. I'm using Granny Apple Green blends just to do the leaves. Doing that one a wee bit dark. Top of that. And the stem, which I think should probably be a browny colour, but we're doing it green today. Just going with your lighter one then. Spread it out. And that's us done. Just make sure you're dry. I'm going to pop it on with some glue. And that'll cover all the wee embossed dots, which I accidentally did. So tip of the day, clean your cutting plates before you put something new in. So just sort of bounce that out so it's sitting nicely. And as I say, you can pop in 3 wee things if you feel the need. You don't really have to. I got them in the middle or not, did I? Well, they're not going to move now, that's for sure. So we'll leave them. Leave well alone. So there's the 2 different types. One more modern and bright and one more vintagey. So the choice is yours, and as I say, they do fit those perfectly, and I think it does look like a wee book, you know, like a wee tiny book. And it's just, I like them. I'm hoping my mother-in-law likes them too, and I hope that you like them too and you'll have a wee go. So that's me for the week. I'll catch you again next week, hopefully all being well. So bye.